What's up, guys? Jacob from Nick Cameron channel here today. Today we're going to be reviewing my daily driver. This is a 2004 Volvo XC70. Kind of a boring car to a lot of people, but actually it's pretty good, pretty interesting car. So let's just jump right into it. So as you can see, this is the front fascia. At first I kind of didn't like the way the car looked, but I think actually the car doesn't really look that bad. It looks pretty, I don't know, it definitely looks Euro inspired. As you can see, a lot of these Volvos from this era have the windshield wipers on the headlights. Pretty cool feature. Silver paint job, as you can see. Come down the side of the car.
Very clean.
Get to the back. It's a wagon. This is based on the S60 platform, the sedan, same platform. That's a sedan. This one is an XC70, as you can see, all-wheel drive model. So the suspension is actually lifted. So come to the side, you can see the fender flares, Fascia body kit. I guess you could say this is kind of like an off-road spec V70, which is the direct wagon platform that it's based off of. So this is just a jacked up V70 with some plastic body catting. But we're gonna take a peek under the hood real quick. This is the power plant for the Volvo. As you can see, it's a transverse mounted inline 5-cylinder turbocharged 2.5 liter. Makes roughly 208 horsepower from the factory at the crank and 236 foot-pounds of torque. So the car is not crazy fast, but it's definitely peppier than something similar cars like Super Outback, naturally aspirated, and other wagons and sedans that are similar. But as you can see, it's transverse mounted. This car is all-wheel drive, but when you don't have any traction in the back, that's when it actually engages the all-wheel drive. It sends up to 30% of the power to the rear wheels and 70% to the power to the front. But when you're just driving around in the city, driving back and forth from work, the car is 100% front-wheel drive, actually. So just take a look at the engine. It's pretty clean under here. I mean, some cars are just gross. Pretty basic. Shock towers. Has some chassis bracing here. Top motor mount here. So kind of boring, but the thing actually is pretty quick for something that looks so slow. So let's move on to the interior. Come all the way back in here. Black leather interior. I'm pretty sure it's actually kind of leather in certain areas. The leather is kind of cheap feeling. It's not. This is like a semi-luxury vehicle, I guess. As you can see, there's kind of this cheapo fake wood plastic trim, but it looks better than just basic cloth stuff. Here's the infotainment. As you can see, the sun's not really cooperating right now. This is actually a cup holder. It's kind of unique right there. So you can have that cup holder or the two normal cup holders. E-brake, automatic gearbox with manual mode. Not really useful in this car. This is the W button for wet weather. This is what engages the all-wheel drive all the time and kind of torques you down into a lower gear. As you can see, here's the interior. And there's the back seat. We'll get into the back seat actually. Car's pretty comfortable for what it is. 4-door, basic, great daily driver, grocery getter. There's some stuff from work. As you can see, here's the back seat. Some rear AC vents. Come down in the back. We got this armrest here. No cup holders, but actually the rear, you do get cup holders. If you reach and open this thing is actually meant for the back. I read in the owner manual. I didn't really know what it was for, but you actually kind of prop it up like that and you can put cups in there for the rear. Basic little storage nets in the back. They work pretty good. So yeah, pretty basic interior, but works awesome as a daily driver. We'll move around to the back. Rear wiper, big rear window, good rear visibility. Here's the back. It's kind of hairy. We have my dog back here. This is a storage cover. Just works like any old storage cover right here. Ugh. There's your air. Covers up everything. This is a nice feature, but they're pretty common in most cars that that have wagons like this, but this is actually pretty nice. This is this rear cargo net. I use this, keep this up for my dog so he doesn't jump into the back seat. Works really well. It's pretty clean back here. Nice big thick carpet mat. This is from the factory, so it works pretty good. It's good cargo space. Not super high roof line because it's based off like the V70 and the S70 like sedan platform. So yeah. What's up, guys? We are in the car now. We're going to be taking the car for a quick test drive, and we're just going to talk about how it drives and kind of what this car compares to similar cars in its field, what other cars you'd be looking at to get for similar price. So yeah, the car drives pretty soft like commuter car. Plenty of body roll in the corners, but the ride is pretty smooth. Definitely more comfortable than something like a truck. It doesn't feel so wallowy. Definitely not stiff, not a sports car, but you do feel a little bit raised up over something like a sedan, maybe 1 or 2 inches higher ride height. Kind of comparable to the Subaru Outback. I think that's what the closest car you would kind of buy that would be in the same category. I think this car overall is a bit better option than a Subaru Outback. This thing has way more juice than a Subaru Outback. You're talking about 160 horsepower for this era of Outback, or 180 or something for a naturally aspirated, versus this has a turbo. And I know you can get a turbo XT version, but then you're going to be blowing head gaskets because it's a Subaru, and those also are going to be a bit more pricey. This car we got for $4,000, even though, which sounds really high, especially when you consider the mileage. This car has 208,000 miles right now, which is kind of crazy, but we bought it with a brand new, just got a new transmission. And Subaru Outbacks, similar condition, are probably going to run you a little bit cheaper for an NA similar year, but if you do want the turbocharged XT, it's kind of hard to find one of those for like under 6 to 8, and you can actually find these for like $2,800, $2,500, same exact price as the Subaru Outback. So I think this is a better something you should consider when you're looking for like an older 2004 era kind of Subaru Outback. Fuel economy is pretty alright. On the highway you can get 30, but if that's if you cruise at the speed limit. If you're going 70, you're only going to be getting 25. And city, you're probably only going to get like 18 to 20, 22. Depends if you drive on and off the boost. So yeah, so I guess we'll just go for a little drive here, and that'll be it. Here we're coming to a stop sign, and we're going to do a little launch. Revs all the way to 6K. Pretty good. That was 50 miles an hour. Definitely not a sports car, but pretty fun to drive, considering the looks of the vehicle. So, not bad.
Alright, I think that's probably about it. So,
thank you guys for checking out the video. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe. Please leave a like. Please leave a comment.